This dish is amazing. No. This is super high protein, an amazing nacho mac pie. Nacho mac pie. That just sounds freaking awesome, like a restaurant. You're gonna love it, you guys. Stick around. What we're using is really high protein chickpea pasta, so it's done perfectly right now. And I just drained it and cooled it with cold water and dried it off. So cauliflower, I'm just using straight up half of a head of cauliflower, right? I'm just gonna chop this up. I just wanna show you guys how easy it is. All right, so that half a head of cauliflower is in. And then I've scrubbed the potatoes really good. I clipped off the ends that were not so looking so good that I didn't want to eat, but I just scrubbed the exterior and I'm leaving the skin on for the extra vitamins. And we're just gonna quickly chop these. Just like this, super easy. Then I'm gonna fill this with water. And I'm just gonna put this on to boil. I'm gonna add 1 bay leaf. We'll get that on to boil. I gotta tell you, I forgot to add the garlic to the sweet potatoes. So, like an idiot, I forgot to show you. So I did add 5 cloves of garlic. Once it comes to a boil, we'll cook it for another 5-10 minutes until everything's super soft and breaks off tender with a fork, because we're gonna be blending it up for the sauce. What I wanna do now is the tofu. So I already unwrapped one, just unwrapped the other. So I'm using extra firm. And what I want to do with this is I'm just going to put them down into this container to catch everything, and we're just going to season the tops of them. So I'm going to light the cast iron or a pan. So I want to add a good amount of flavor to this, so I'm going to add black pepper. We'll do a little bit of cumin. A little bit of garlic salt, I'm a big fan. So both sides, same thing. Nice, just rub it around. So this recipe, I'm gonna use very little oil, and how I'll use the oil is treat it more like a utility, like a tool, rather than an actual full ingredient. So the fattiness that we're gonna get out of this recipe is gonna be from the chips and the cheese that's gonna be into the sauce. So let me wash my hands quick. So as this is heating up, I am gonna add just like a tablespoon of oil just to coat the bottom of the pan, which is not a lot. You can see that. Just to make sure it coats the bottom. You have to work it. So the only thing we're gonna end up slicing for this is green onion, and I want a jalapeno, and we'll use that for likely put it in the sauce and as a garnish. So maybe I'll use 2 of them. Okay, so you can just do all of them. Okay, so we got that. Just put them in this ramekin here. So for veggies in the dish, I'm gonna use, it's super simple, guys. I use 1 whole bag of frozen peas. So I just put them into these cups, it's coffee cups, and then also a full cup of the frozen corn. And then some baby spinach. So that'll be the only veg we have in here, just because it's what we have in the house. And this is hot, so I'm gonna add the tofu over here. So I'm gonna use the pressing technique for this tofu, not to get the water out of it, but to just make sure that the surface is evenly seared, because I want that seared and that char flavor. So this will make sure all the sides are getting nice in contact with that cast iron to really create that searing flavor that I want. Nice. So while this is going, I'm just gonna add this, just add the jalapeno on here. In the last video, you can see we char grilled them right over the open flame. And that gives that a nice flavor. We can probably achieve some of the same results here. I kind of want it just a little bit cooked because it's going to go in the sauce, and I really want to pull out that flavor. A couple minutes on each side. I'll flip it. Yeah, that's nice. Trying to get a little bit of color here. Beautiful. We're gonna start to make the crust. So it's gonna be a pie, a nacho mac pie. So I want a crust on the bottom. And how I'm gonna get that crust is by taking, I have a can of chickpeas. I'm just gonna take the chickpeas out of the water. I'm gonna save the water because I believe we can use that into the sauce, and why waste it? It's extra protein. I'm gonna shut off the tofu. And I'm just gonna let it sit in the pan while I do this part. The heat's off it, so it'll still continue to cook, but it should come out perfect.
Really nice.
We have the chickpeas here. I'm just gonna mash these down a little bit. I'm gonna turn the oven on to 425. I'm gonna add a pinch of black pepper to this. I'm gonna add some of these green onions, just because I think the color's nice. And then I'm gonna add these potato chips right to this. And I know it looks crazy, but trust me, you're gonna love it. I'm just gonna press these down. I'll use my hands first. So it's just the chips and the chickpeas. And what the chickpeas are gonna do is allow me to create and form a crust. Rather than using sugar and butter and all this crap, this is a savory dish. We're gonna, sugar and butter is not actually crap if it's plant-based, but you know. The savory dish, it'll go really nicely as a crust. And just mash that down. Now, if I had a food processor, I would use that. I don't have one here. We are in lockdown, remember, quarantine, special edition. I'm just gonna finish it with my hand. And just really, it'll start to get a little wet here in that tortilla. Okay, so I'm just gonna add all of the crust right to here. We're just gonna form it. Just pack it onto the bottom. Try to make it even. It can go up the sides, that's cool. Okay, that's good. That has been boiling really good. It's been about 5 minutes. Let's check. Yeah, so you can see they break apart really easy. I'm just gonna shut that off. Move it over to the side for a second. Pop this in the oven just like it is. So I'm just gonna add the cauliflower and the potatoes right to it. I'm not gonna add the bay leaf, remove that. Careful, careful. Just making sure I get the garlic in there. Okay, got him. Okay, this is the one we had in the pan, so it's nice and charred here. Just gonna chop it up here like this quick. That's going in. I also have some of that salsa that I bought at the store. Now, instead of using fresh tomatoes and grilling them, I'm just gonna use the salsa for the added flavor. And I'm probably gonna just add 4 or 5 teaspoons. I'm also gonna add, you guys, crazy, call me crazy, but for fully decadent, but I'm gonna add this whole block of cheese, right? So it's all veg, that one package of your favorite cheese. So I'm using, this is Follow Your Heart American style cheese. That's what I'm using here. I'm gonna add cumin, about a good tablespoonful. I'm gonna add a little bit of onion powder, about a teaspoon. I'm gonna add about a teaspoon of the smoked paprika. I'm gonna add a pinch of salt. Did I add black pepper yet? I don't know, but I'm gonna add a pinch of black pepper. And then I'm gonna add about 4 or 5 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, or hippie fish food, as I like to call it. Chad's a big fan of that. He loves his nutritional yeast. And Chad loves the nutritional yeast because he is a hippie. I have that chickpea water. I'm just gonna add the rest of that right to it. So we'll just get this starting on low and just move it to higher. You want to blend it for at least 2 minutes so it's silky smooth. And then you go down, and then okay, now we test it. And it, man, if I don't have to do anything to it the first time, it's going to be amazing. It looks amazing. The consistency is perfect. Hot dang. That is freaking amazing. All right, so I got a clean bowl and I have this bowl right here. I just need a bigger bowl to mix everything in. So what I want to do is make sure every piece of pasta is coated, because this is going to be a form of mac and cheese, but nacho style mac and cheese. So I'm going to add all the peas. And I'm going to add all the corn. I'm going to save 1 cup of the peas, which is right here, 1 full cup, and I'm going to add that to the top of it afterwards. Okay, so I'm going to mix this in. Probably gonna use a good quarter of it, right? So that's full, you can see. I'm gonna save some for the next dish. So it's fine to make a lot. This cheese is super versatile. You can chill it down and just use that as a dip. It'll thicken up nicely. You can use it just to make mac and cheese. You can use it for freaking anything. I don't know. You could drink it straight up if you want. Okay, so I'm gonna also add the green onions. And then the leftover from the sauce, I'm just gonna break it up and just mix it in there. So I didn't use, this is the extra, so I didn't need to use this. The sauce came out perfect, so I'm just gonna mix this right in and just stir it up. Some lucky person will get the sweet potato bit. So I'm not wasting anything. I'm gonna add a little bit more sauce. Looks amazing. We have the tofu. The tortilla shell is almost good. I just had a look. I'm gonna say another few more minutes. I'm gonna pull the tofu off. And then I'm gonna light the cast iron again now that the tofu's off. Because all I wanna do really quickly is to sear off the baby spinach, and that's gonna be next. So for the tofu, I'm gonna do it like this. Cut it in half and then slice it. I have the cast iron pan, it's going. I'm just gonna sear off the spinach. All I'm gonna do to get this to help it along a little bit is add a little bit of water. Keep it in the pan. Okay, this is good. Shut off the heat. Just gonna toss the spinach in the bowl. All right, so we're gonna pull out the casserole dish. The crust. It's nice. It's perfect. So you can see it's got a nice brown, golden brown color, and it's nice. It's hardening up really well. So it's like one piece. So now we're gonna start to layer it. So I have all this pasta here. Spread that out. I'm gonna add the baby spinach and just spread that around in the middle. So I didn't drain this baby spinach at all, like I would normally. I don't mind if the water's in it because it's gonna be absorbed into the pasta. And a lot of the sauce, it'll help with the creaminess. And then I'm gonna add the peas, that extra cup of peas that we had. Then I'm gonna add just a couple of these teaspoons. Spread it out a little bit here of the salsa. Just building the flavors, you guys. This, I imagine, you know, it'll be great hot, but it'll be amazing the day after or when you let it chill, and then you can slice it and serve it that way. And then we have the rest of the pasta. This is awesome. Man, I can't wait to eat this. I'm gonna add the tofu. Let's say that would be a slice. This could be a slice. Okay, and just something like that. However you want to arrange it's great. I'm just gonna press it down a little bit, make sure it's all nice and snug in there. For the garnish, I'm gonna use jalapeno. Okay, and just place these. Perfect. It looks great. So now I'm gonna add a little bit of the sauce for the color again, just a couple blotches just to use up the rest of it. Just the extra bits of cheese. I'm not gonna cover up the jalapeno. I want that color to show for presentation. I mean, that looks amazing. We have the crust on the bottom. I mean, this looks fantastic just like this. So I'm just gonna heat it up in the oven and then it'll be ready to go. So we're just gonna pull it out of the oven now. It's been about 15 minutes. Oh my God. Hello, beautiful. I mean, look at that. That is freaking amazing. As you can see, this makes quite a lot. So you can use this as meal prep. You can have this as many meals as you want. It's a great for a family of, shoot, man, I'd feed 4 or 6 people out of this. And then I think I want a bigger spoon.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Now, it's gonna be messy because it's hot. If you let it sit overnight and chill down and then cut it and slice it and then heat it up again, it'll be a little bit more easier. One piece kind of pie style. It's amazing. It's hot. A little bit of garnish. Make it look pretty. Okay, so that is the Nacho Mac pie. Super duper wicked high protein. I have no idea why I throw my hands when I'm talking on video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, follow, do all the comment stuff. We really appreciate everything and enjoy this meal, you guys. Thank you very much. If you look at Google Chad's name and look at his old pictures online.